Hello, I'm international broadcaster and journalist Nadine Dereza. I hope you're going to join me in Barcelona from January the 20th to the 22nd, where I'll be chairing the ICE World Gaming Forum. I'll be joined by Vicente Fox, the 62nd president of Mexico, and a whole host of gaming leaders, policymakers, and industry innovators. So please join me on Monday, January the 20th, only at ICE 25. See you there. Well, lovely to see you again, Stuart. I can't believe it's been nearly a year since we were together in London. And one of the things that really struck me when I was first asked to host ICE this year and chair the World Regulatory Briefing was the levels of innovation and excitement on the floor. But I'm interested to know what got you into the gaming industry to begin with.
Well, Lizzie, I think you just said it there yourself in the sense that, the huge amounts of focus on tech, on the entertainment industry, the creativity. I've been at Clarion since 2006 and been running other divisions since then in leisure and retail and travel, etc. But had the opportunity to join the gaming industry in 2019. And I think the opportunity to bring some of that consumer experience through to a B2B trade exhibition, I think is perfectly matched with the creativity, the energy that sits within ICE and the wider gaming industry. So it's been an incredible ride since 2019 through COVID and now with the migration of many shows in 2025. So it's been a fantastic journey so far, but we're only getting started.
Indeed. And are you ready for a really busy year? 2025 is going to be a hugely busy year in the history of the business. And just how difficult was it to sanction the relocation of two major shows from London to Barcelona? I'm obviously talking about ICE and iGB affiliate. Just interested to find out your emotions when you did that announcement, I think at the beginning of August in 2023. It couldn't have been easy.
I think it's been a huge challenge, but actually the excitement behind it has driven us really from this point. I think it's been well documented, the process that we embarked on, which started probably 2 years ago now, where we engaged with a totally external consultants agency to help us explore the opportunity to relocate our events, formed our advisory boards, and really kind of spoke to our customers in great depth, just precisely what they wanted and needed from us to relook at the future location for ICE and our iGB affiliate events. That process was about 9 months long, looked at huge amounts of variables, engaged with 4 different cities. And in the end, Barcelona was the winning bid for lots of different reasons. But I think your question about making that announcement is interesting because we had about a 3-week window where we could have kind of got the news out to the industry. But as you'd expect, all of these last minute things, the contractual negotiations, all the legal elements of it all, it wasn't until I arrived on a client trip to Las Vegas where we finally had the go ahead. So I remember being 5 o'clock in the morning in the hotel room. I think I was staying in the Bellagio, so it couldn't be more fitting really, where we had the opportunity to do the press launch at 5 o'clock in the morning and get the industry the information that they've been looking for.
So it sounds like an impartial, independent process with an external and internal focus, driven by customers, the decision to relocate to Barcelona. But since then, it's still a big move. Have you had sleepless nights?
I would say we haven't yet, but I'm sure they're coming in these last few months or few weeks as we head towards the show. I think, as I said before, that the opportunity for us to grab hold of what is the industry's flagship gaming trade show platform and really kind of explore how we can work with our customers to give them some of the things they've been asking for, albeit space or opportunity to be more creative. That's been really at the heart of everything that we do at Clarion, really that customer centricity and inquiring and developing different ways where we can create a platform that really works for them and for the industry. So that journey to date has been really exciting, not without challenges. Building in a platform and picking up the event from London into a new venue obviously carries a lot of logistical challenges, but we've had great support from the industry and we've done our best for the 2025 edition to give them everything that they've needed. But here on out, it's landing the show really in these last few weeks. But I'm pleased to say that operationally, we are ahead of the curve, as are exhibitors. They're all playing ball and getting their contractual obligations in terms of stand plans through early enough. So yeah, we're at that exciting point now where registration's gone live and we're seeing lots of attendance and registrations coming through.
So not long now, but I'd imagine some people might be a little bit confused that you've moved 2 shows out of London, but actually moved 1 from Amsterdam to London. And I'm of course talking about iGB Live, relocating from Amsterdam to London, had a successful year as well in Amsterdam this year. So what was the rationale behind that move?
Yeah, I think that's a really important point to make. So going back to the kind of customer conversations we were having all the way through, it was clear that there was huge support for the migration of ICE to Barcelona. iGB affiliate sits alongside ICE, and they're very much conscious of saying, well, actually, we see so many benefits of co-locating with ICE, so we want this brand or our community to go with ICE to Barcelona. However, the UK is arguably the strongest iGaming market globally. So to migrate and have our events in Barcelona, but not leave an opportunity for the UK, certainly an iGaming perspective, was something that we didn't want to do. So really working with our iGB affiliate community and creating an opportunity in London in July in 25, where we can grab hold of iGB Live and position it now in what is arguably the strongest iGaming market. So that kind of covers the entire gaming ecosystem from an iGaming perspective, but also the affiliate side of the industry. So we have our event, our global event that covers multi-sector off scale now in Barcelona, and we have our pure play iGaming event neatly rooted in London.
Yeah, the online community in London, in the UK is incredibly strong, but you are still expecting a presence from the UK contingency to be at Barcelona as well, as one of, 170 countries? I think when I last looked at the stats, it has a real international reach, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's really what's been exciting of the ICE and actually for the wider gaming industry over the last 10, 15 years is its globalization. And ICE has been the kind of the platform that's allowed that to happen. Obviously, we've got a strong UK connection. And actually, we've spent a lot of time speaking to our UK customer base, both supplier and operator, and really understanding how we can make Barcelona work for them. Now they haven't got that ICE event on their doorstep. And I've been bowled over with the support from the UK industry to say, look, we understand ICE is scaling, it's growing. And they should also be proud of the impact that UK industry has had in growing ICE across a global stage. So now we have that global stage platform in Barcelona in a new venue, which is twice the size of London, how it used to be before, creating a much more dynamic citywide experience. So from a global flagship perspective, I think they're excited about what that looks like. Obviously, as I mentioned, from an iGaming perspective with iGB Live here, that retains that opportunity for the iGaming industry to have something in the heartland of the UK. But I think really just staying close to customers, understanding their needs and delivering something in Barcelona which ticks their boxes.
Now, Stuart, I'm just wondering, if the UK had voted to remain in the European Union back in June 2016, do you think we'd be having this conversation now? Do you think ICE and iGB affiliate would have remained actually in London? So what I'm getting at, how big a decision was Brexit in your decision making?
I think the conversation with our customers around whether London was still the right location for the ICE event, considering its size and scale and needs from our customers to expand, that was happening many, many years prior to Brexit. I think when the Brexit opportunity came through, it probably made some of those issues, brought them to the forefront, I should say, around some of the complexities of bringing product in and out of the UK and some of the cost elements. So it wasn't the single biggest factor. It wasn't the driving factor at the beginning, but I think it certainly solidified some of our customers' viewpoint that the event needed to migrate from London to Europe, really.
And we've just had an exciting announcement on the keynote speaker, haven't we?
We have ex-president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, the 62nd president of Mexico. I think Latin America, obviously, from the global perspective, is a huge focus at the moment. That was one of the opportunities that we saw with the migration to Barcelona and its links to Latin America. So heading up the World Regulatory Briefing, it's going to be an exciting conversation. I think his links with the gambling industry, but also creating a sustainable economy, I think it's going to create a very, very interesting keynote conversation. So we're really excited to see how that's going to come across.
Yeah, I think it's called Regulation and Revitalisation, isn't it? And he's a well-known business person, a reformer in many ways, and an economist as well. So it'd be great to hear his insights as well. And I'll be getting to interview him too. So I'm really looking forward to that. And expanding on Gaming Week concept that's been built around ICE and iGB affiliate, I know you've got the expos, you've got the World Gaming Forum conference that I'm chairing, various side events. You've got the VIP Welcome Gala. Without sounding rude, is that a little bit of window dressing, or is there a real purpose behind all of this?
I think World Gaming Week, when I joined Clarion Gaming in 2019 and I saw the breadth of events that sit in and around ICE, that we organise as an organiser, but also what our customers organise and the many global associations, it was in the hundreds. So actually it felt like a natural opportunity for us to describe it as so. You know, it is really a week-long opportunity. People are flying in, as they did for London, and they will be doing for Barcelona, getting together, having huge amounts of conversations, industry groundbreaking conversations, so to say. So it's not just the days of the trade show. It's day zero, which is the kickoff on the Sunday before the event. It is the events that happen at the end of the show, throughout the show. So I think we just really want to kind of put a punctuation mark that this is quite possibly the most important week in global gaming. And we're delighted that ICE and iGB affiliates sit at the center of that. But there's so many conversations and meetings and connections that are happening all week. So that's our main focus.
And product launches as well. That's the one thing that struck me. I mean, that really is the 3 days and more to do business. It's where that gaming community globally meets. I mean, I think that's a fair point, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is a fair point. I think if you haven't a launch product, then you're using ICE as that platform to bring that to the customer. It's where business gets done, so those orders are being taken. So it has a real tangible value for our customer group. But obviously a huge breadth of our customers. I think we counted sort of in excess of 10,000 product launches at ICE London last year. I'm expecting there to be more in Barcelona this year. So our customers do reserve that moment in time to use ICE to say, look, this is what we've got to the industry. This is what's new. This is how we've evolved over the last 12 months. So everything that we can do to create that platform to bring tech to the forefront for the gaming industry is something that drives the team.
I know when I was chatting to you recently, you were saying that people are taking up bigger spaces, which they couldn't necessarily do in London. Were you surprised by that trend?
I think in some respects, actually, our customers have been asking us for quite some time in London for the opportunity to bring a wider selection of products. Being wall-bound, I would guess, but in Excel meant that we couldn't offer that. But in Barcelona, we can. The venue is quite a bit bigger than London, about twice the size. We're not using all of that space just yet. We're on a controlled, sustainable growth just to make sure that we do it in the right way for our customer group. But it is allowing our customers now to bring a broader spectrum of products. I've certainly seen some of the designs that have been coming through the operational team, the complex designs, and it is incredible how creative our industry can be. And I think ICE London 24 was a fabulous event, but 25 is going to take it to a whole new level. So we're excited to see that creativity come to life.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's part of the entertainment business. So, yeah, one would hope that they would be creative. But it's fantastic to hear that news. How are you getting on with the gaming industry of Spain? Particularly, how are they receiving ICE? Has there been any friction there?
I think ICE is that global platform. So as you touched on before, 170 different nations are represented at ICE. But it was important for us moving into a new territory, to a new city, to a new country, to make sure that we're building up those relationships, because Spain is a very active market in gaming. And we want to make sure there's an opportunity there for our customers to meet more Spanish buyers. And I think we've invested a lot in that process. We've got staff that are resident in the city that are building a whole strategy of getting to know those associations, getting to know those core component parts of that industry, and creating an environment in ICE that really allows them to speak to that opportunity in Spain. So I think they've been very, very supportive through the bid process, through the relationship with the city, and from a wider industry. So we've seen nothing really but positivity and aspiration, and in many respects, and I would say this personally as well, great support for us to navigate that industry, because it's quite a complex sector in Spain. But I think we've arrived at a point now where we've built up this really good set of friends and relationships, and we're excited to bring them to ICE in 25.
And on the flip side, you've alluded to this already, but how are you keeping the connection with the UK strong as the most established market in iGaming?
ICE has a long, long history, over 80 years, in terms of its service to the gaming industry in London. And we're acutely aware of that when we went through the process. But I think what we've done all the way through is really stay close to all of the customer groups and just really better understand what their needs and wants are. I think majority of the UK industry understand the rationale for the move. and in some respects should be proud of the fact that the industry has grown in the UK to a point now where it is a global trade show that needs more space and more accessibility to a wider audience. But for us, it's been really key to make sure that we understand what their wants and needs are, and we still deliver on those in Barcelona. And the conversations we're having with our customer groups definitely point to an excitement that they're seeing in coming to Barcelona, which, in the middle of January is quite a nice escape from the London cold. But I think for us, it's making sure that we create that opportunity where the UK still feels an active part or a leading part in the ICE Barcelona proposition.
And just looking ahead, if you can gaze into the future, what do you think the gaming landscape will look like in, say, 3 to 5 years' time? And where does ICE and iGB affiliates have a place in all of that?
I think we prioritize the fact that we are that global platform. So it's our customers, it's the industry to dictate the future face of the industry. And I guess our responsibility to make sure we create a platform where they have the opportunity to do that. I think with the space that they're taking, with the new way of presenting their brands, with the speaker content that we have across the World Gaming Forum, I think we are creating now a platform where the industry is coming together to really kind of decide the future of the industry. And as long as we remain agile and creative with the industry, and as the event grows, the scales in the right way, I think it's going to be really exciting to see how it changes. I'm definitely seeing technology becoming more at the forefront of the industry, even as you'd expect, it's always existing in the digital side of the industry. But even from a land-based casino perspective, tech and the digitization of that experience is becoming absolute at the forefront. So we're seeing that tech evolution in the space. We're seeing non-endemic brands in the tech space coming into ICE as well. They've always been in and around the periphery, but now they're really investing in that space. So gaming and gambling technology at the forefront of the industry is something that we're really passionate about, and we can't wait to see how the industry evolves once we've kicked off in 25.
Well, good luck with that. And Stuart Hunter, thank you so much for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you in Barcelona in January. Good luck.
Thank you very much.